Hello, thank you for joining Floridian Future again. My name is Saga Stephen, and today what we're going to talk about is special session. What is a special session? We have a special session going on in Tallahassee, and a lot of people don't understand what a special session is, what it isn't. It doesn't mean new bills are going to be passed. So Trotter Deuce, who is Floridian Future's strategic policy director, he was a legislative aide in the House and the Senate, so he has a pretty good grasp on all things behind the scenes in Tallahassee. Trotter, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. And can you tell us, go over a brief overview of what is a special session, and what's going to happen in Tallahassee?
Thank you for having me, as always, Saga. Yes, so the special session that is coming up next week, it's going to be for three specific issues that Governor DeSantis felt weren't, properly addressed during the most recent session, either whether they weren't really covered at all, or if a bill was passed that he felt did not do enough, specifically in the case of vaccines, in that one. So the three issues that the special session is being called for are congressional redistricting. There's currently a big push for that in the state of Florida. It's more of a big important national issue regarding the things that have been going on in Texas and Virginia, kind of similarly.
Well, isn't that
So
also, though, because Florida now has so many more people, so it's based on population, and we haven't, because we had a huge influx of people since the last redistricting or the last districting. So isn't it more around that?
that is, yeah, that's kind of his main justification and his rhetoric regarding it. Which is completely correct. We've had a major influx of people since COVID. So until the next census, which we're still, 4 years off from. It's the argument can absolutely be made that some kind of action needs to be taken now, to try to, shore up and do the best we can to adjust and keep up with that growth.
Okay, so he wants to go over the redistricting, and you said the vaccines, and then also AI Bill of Rights. So with the vaccine, there was already a bill passed in the House and the Senate. So can you explain to us what's going to happen with that?
So yeah, actually, with the AI Bill of Rights, the Senate, I believe, passed the language that DeSantis was wanting. They went with it and agreed upon that version of it. I don't believe the House even touched the issue. Speaker Perez, I believe his argument was that the issue should largely be left to the federal government, and that the federal government's recent efforts with like AI infrastructure, and the AI blueprints, bill, that that was enough. So Governor DeSantis disagrees, and he has some specific kind of consumer protection related measures that make up this AI Bill of Rights that he wants to include. And he's citing a specific issue, um, in a specific case of Megan Garcia, the mother of a 14-year-old boy who died by suicide after alleged grooming by an AI chatbot. So it's things to help protect minors from the harms of AI, and just trying to do as much as we can at the state level to hold AI platforms and companies accountable and making sure that they're creating a safe product and also one that's only accessible to the age and fully developed brains that are able to use the technology properly.
But this doesn't have any kind of a backdoor to you have to show us your digital ID, does it?
None of the provisions that I've seen within that AI Bill of Rights and those specific proposals within it lead me to think that there's anything like that going on as far as age verification. Really, I don't think they're taking that route from the brief overview that I've seen of it. It's more like deep fake protections, limiting insurance companies' use of AI to decide claims,
Okay.
um, parental rights, so supervised access limit and control a minor's AI use. including reading chatbot conversations to try to avoid that specific case of Megan Garcia's son.
Oh, okay.
Um, so the right to, and then the right to know if you're talking to a human or AI,
You know
and
what? I actually on the phone the
companies
other
that use
day,
that
I
for
was
customer
talking to
service.
someone and I'm like, "Are you human?" And the person started laughing. She goes, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, just making sure." So that's a good one. And then the other
That's
one you said
fine.
was about vaccines.
Yes. So then finally, vaccines. The Once again, the Senate agreed with DeSantis's desires, and the General Surgeon Dr. Lopato, um, they are going full gung ho on vaccine exemptions, with conscientious exemptions being provided within state law now, and things like that. And essentially, Governor DeSantis does not believe that what ended up getting passed between the two chambers was enough. Um, I guess the House only was willing to go so far on certain provisions. So he is calling them back to get it done his way.
Okay, so let me understand this. When they go back for a special session, it's not that they have any kind of a new bill or any kind of a bill that has not passed somewhere, because they're not going to have committees happening, right? So if your bill, if you wanted a bill, whatever it was, and oh, but it didn't go through the House yet, maybe in a special session they can pass it through the House. This is not, there's no new bills going to be introduced, correct?
Correct. Yeah. No new issues. If you have, like, I don't know, if you want to do some kind of animal rights issue that you felt didn't get addressed in session, if it doesn't fall under one of those three categories,
It's not going to
it's not
happen.
happening. Yeah. So as far as the committees that will meet, they'll go through a shortened committee process as normal. It'll just be kind of like a micro session, is another way to think of it. Is they just kind of do only the committees that are necessary, will meet and run. The rules committee on both chambers will definitely be meeting for that. All bills end up going through rules, so those are guaranteed committees that will be hearing bills. And then based on the subject matter of each other topic and bill, you can expect, a couple of the healthcare subcommittees, and then probably the main healthcare for the vaccines, um,
S- So
cybersecurity,
with
maybe
the
for the
vaccine,
AI Bill of Rights.
yeah,
Yeah,
with the
things like that.
vaccine one though, so it already passed the House and the Senate, but they just didn't agree on one?
No, so I think that actually it died in the House, in the House subcommittee, the vaccine exemption bill, and it was Senate Bill 1756. So it ended up passing out of the Senate and, getting to the Senate floor and passed out. They were all good with it, but the companion was not there from the House, from what I'm
Okay.
reading. So that's the issue, that it didn't end up actually getting to the governor's desk to sign. So he's reviving it and saying that we do need this. This is important. Bring
Right.
everybody back to handle it.
So
Yeah.
this is the one where he really liked the Senate one. So basically, if they agree on the Senate one, that has the language in it he wants. And if not, he tweaks the language a little bit. So that's what the special session is about, is kind of a tweaking, not a brand new or total rewriting. Or it might be that
Correct.
and a
On
budget and a
Yes,
budget.
on one or both of the issues that we previously spoke about. I think it's yeah, the Bill of Rights. I think on one or both of those, the Senate is intending on essentially just refiling exactly what they already passed, that DeSantis was
Okay.
okay with, and leaving the ball in the House's court, and saying, we're here for this reason. He wants this done. It's up to
Let's
you
do it.
guys to play ball. So
Okay. So great. So, well, that helped a lot. That was very, very helpful. Thank you very much. And we can probably wrap this up right now because this is one of those that's going to get filed under more to come. So, as session goes through, it can be anywhere up to, what'd you say, 20 days?
it's, yeah, maximum for special sessions to go 20 consecutive days. So if they don't get everything finished in those 20 days, they go home for a bit, and then DeSantis has the power to call them right back. So
So let's just pray that they go in and don't want to do 21 days and they get everything done. Of course, they also have to do a budget because in reality, according to the Florida state constitution, I believe, the House, their one big job every year is to do a budget, file a budget. And actually, Florida's been really, really good because we have brought down our debt so much, which is wonderful. We like that. So, all right.
It's
Any closing
yeah,
words until we sign off and revisit the session as the session continues?
yes, we will be checking back in hopefully within the month with good updates on the special session going well and there not needing to be another one. But yes, on top of this whole thing that we just talked about with the special session, the legislature is still in kind of a gridlock on the state budget for the year, which happened last year. So I don't know if they're already over. I think they have. I'm not sure if they're already over what they went last year, but it's looking to be another kind of drawn out negotiation process with neither side really wanting to budge on their positions with the budget.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but in my household, it's like, okay, here's the checkbook. This is how much we have, and this is how much you can write a check for. And if you write it for more than that, it breaks the budget. So if you don't
Seems
have it,
simple.
don't spend it.
That's
Simple.
right.
I know. I'm
That's what
brilliant,
we've
right?
been doing for the most part for the duration of Governor DeSantis's term. We've had a surplus for most of it. We got a decent rainy day fund, so he's done that well for sure.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very, very much, Trotter. I'm sure we'll be back within the session. We may come back and do a mid-session update. We'll definitely come back afterward and report back. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Saga.
Bye-bye.